you're completely disobeying the banned topic list that we agreed to. And by the way, as I scan it, we've really ignored it for many topics today.
Very quickly, very quickly, very quickly.
Oh no, God, really? Are we doing this?
Hello, welcome to Geoff Schwartz This Morning. Geoff Schwartz This Morning is presented by DraftKings. DraftKings, the crown is yours today. It's October 7th. I'm Geoff Schwartz alongside Gabe Goodman. We do our usual. On Tuesday, we talk about football that we saw this past weekend, whether it is all the way back to Thursday, but Sunday. And of course, Monday Night Football this week with the Chiefs. We'll look back to college as well and look forward a little bit. Big college weekend for my Ducks, for your USC Trojans. Gabe, you had a tough week. Your Jets are 0-5, haven't forced a turnover yet. The Chargers are collapsing before our eyes as no one can protect Justin Herbert. The Mets already got eliminated. Basketball, Knicks? Are we Knicks guy? Lakers, Clippers? What are we basketball?
I'm trying to be a Clippers fan.
Oh, you choose the Clippers. Interesting. Yeah, that makes sense.
I don't like to make things easy on myself or my kids.
Yeah. By the way, the
Gotta
report
earn those
this morning,
dubs, buddy.
report this morning that Giannis and the Knicks been talking. Are you a Knicks fan? If they had Giannis, are you back in?
I'm a Knicks fan every single postseason. I can't invest regular season time in the Knicks.
We can invest in the Chiefs being good or bad. Which one is it, do you think?
Eek, I don't know, dude. Look, I'm invested in the Chiefs. You're certainly invested in the Chiefs. Are we sure their star players are invested in the Chiefs? I mean, I'm the dope on this show, so I get to just say silly things. But after that loss to the Jags, we're now 4-1, by the way. We'll come back to them. It certainly appears that at times Travis Kelce is not really giving it everything. Chris Jones looked a little off on a few plays. Like, are we sure this team thinks they're a real competitor? Or is this maybe just an elaborate podcast and album promotion tour this whole season?
Well, look, I said all along that I thought the Chiefs' offense would get better, right, Gabe? I think I've said that to you. And they have gotten better, right? The last 2 weeks now, the Ravens make everyone look good. We saw the Texans score 44 against them. But offensively, they look much better. 28 points last night. And obviously with that horrendous pick six, could have been 35 points last night. The problem with Kansas City, Gabe, and I'm not sure that this is, well, I take it back. Every year we say things aren't fixable, and they manage to find a way to do so. They were 11-0 in one-score games last season. They're now 0-3 this season. The reason why they were so good at that is because they don't make a lot of backbreaking mistakes, and this year they're doing that. And to be fair, one of the reasons that they have been such a winning program, winning franchise for so many years, is they don't make those mistakes, right? They have subscribe to the theory that I have subscribed to a long time, which is more teams lose games than win games, right? How many times we watch a Chiefs game and another team makes that bad mistake, right? The turnover, the penalty, the drop pass, like all these terrible things that happen to them. They don't contain Mahomes. They let the Bills let Travis Kelce and Tyreek Hill get 40 yards within 13 seconds. Like all these teams make these mistakes. Now the Chiefs are making these mistakes, right? 12 penalties yesterday. Mahomes throws a really uncharacteristic interception. Credit Devin Lloyd and the scheme for that. But like those are the mistakes that the Chiefs have not made in previous years, even like the very end of the game. So they're down 3, right? With 3 timeouts, about 30 seconds left. They get a nice long return, like out where realistically they're 2 plays away from getting to field goal range, another penalty. And those are mistakes they've made over the years. They haven't made over the years, they're making now. Defensively, they're just not as good. They can't rush the passer still. I thought Jacksonville did a really good job, really got whatever they wanted. If Lawrence doesn't fumble at the goal line, Jacksonville scores enough points, obviously, to win that game without having to score at the very end. So it's just not a good team right now. There are pieces that are good, but in totality together, all 3 phases are not playing good team football.
All right. So if you're Andy Reid and you know that, who are you coaching up and who are you just letting be right now? Is there anyone you're like, I don't have to worry about that guy?
Well,
Pat,
I mean,
I would assume, but
I think you would like, Chris Jones, that effort at the very end was not good. And we saw in the Chargers loss, right? He did the wrong thing at the end of the game as well. I mean, it's a delicate balance because I think he's earned the respect of the coaching staff, but you have to be like, bro, like we need a little bit more. We need a little more in that final play. Now, the final play is interesting because I thought the Chiefs were going to try to let them score, and that's why they didn't try to tackle Lawrence. I thought that they were like, well, we'll let them score, and we'll have more time, and we'll be able to. But it actually looks like upon review, they were actually trying to stop him, Gabe. and for Jones to stop. Now, to be fair a little bit to Jones, he was not making that play. It's just a bad look anyways, right, Gabe? Where
Mm.
he's not chasing down Lawrence. He's just not doing it. He's too far away. Lawrence is faster than him. But the fact is, on a game-winning play, you are standing still, essentially, and not running down the field. They were trying to do the same thing that I think the Jags did. They were dropping Jones out to try to get one of those crossing routes and
Mhm.
find a way for him to disrupt the play. Or maybe he did on his own. He certainly does freelance every now and then. But it's a bad image to be the best player in your defense, to be the guy who's really the engine of the defense, and not at least try to run down Trevor Lawrence.
Yes, as a little league coach, effort is one of the only things I really want to ask of people.
That's what I
Speaking
tell my
of
kids all the
which,
time. I tell my kids all the time, like, I don't care how you play, just give me effort, man. That's all I care about.
that is it. So I'm not sure I'm ready to go there based on Hank's film review, but Hank did send us a text of Travis Kelce not really running a route correctly, and he's
No,
pretty
Hank.
convinced
What
from
is what
his
is Hank?
yeah,
What is
look,
that?
he's got game angle
I was
and an
I was
iPhone.
surprised
That's all you need.
that was it was part of the route. He was a decoy in that route. That was the point of that route. He just stood there. Like they do that a lot, where they have just a guy on the edge, very as wide as possible to create separation of defense, spread the defense out. That's all
Mhm.
they were doing. Kelsey just didn't choose to not run a route. He just that was the route concept.
Okay, but he did get in the end zone. Obviously, we keep on saying when he needs to, he can still be one of those guys. But he feels like he doesn't think he needs to as often as maybe he
Well, he
does.
he he shouldn't. He's old. It doesn't move as well. Like he shouldn't have to be the offense. And this is why Xavier Worthy and Rashee Rice coming back together with the addition of Thornton and with the addition of of Hollywood Brown, not the addition, but having him there. Kelsey is just going to be a bit player, right? He'll just
Yeah.
that's what he is right now. He's at 243 yards and 2 touchdowns. I mean, he can't move quite the way. Maybe he's being weighed down by like his midsection a little bit.
Oh,
His
I
movement gauge,
wondered
which
if
is
you'd go there.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Maybe he's being weighed down by that. But otherwise, he just is older, man. Like that's what happens to older players. Most guys don't age gracefully. They just fall off a cliff. And I'm not saying he's falling off a cliff because he's still very productive and he still catches the ball and is in the right place, but he's not the same player he used to be, and that's fine. He's at that age now, but that's why last year, the start of the season, I mentioned this 100 times so far. Rashee Rice was the guy who got most of the targets because that's who needed to be the offense. He hasn't played in over a year now, and so when he comes back, we've seen look the offense looked great last night. They were not the Mahomes interception was bad. We get that, but the protection is really good. Mahomes is very confident. The creative play calls I thought last night were back for the most part. So the offense is fine. It's just again they haven't had a lot of time this year when everything was sinking together. Where the offense has been good and the defense has been good, right? Like the defense is bad one night, the offense is good, vice versa. They haven't sort of synced that up together.
Yeah. I mean, well, the box score of this looked like a game they probably won. It's just, a 14-point swing on it on that 99-yard interception return. Like that to me, that's it. We could have saved a lot of time and just said
Yeah,
that shit
yeah,
happens sometimes, and that's the end of the game.
correct. And even even just tackling him, getting him down before that, you would think the Chiefs can maybe get a stop. But it just, when you intercept the ball at the one, and not a lot of people chase you down from behind, and Devin Lloyd can run.
He sure can, man. And a few guys you tried. Tyquan Thornton tried. And, I mean, the
Yeah, but at that
linebacker
point,
outran him.
he just tried to hit him like he just tried to like punch the ball from behind. At that point, I get why he was doing it. Mahomes, I saw people were like he made a bad tackle attempt. I don't want my quarterbacks
Yeah,
tackling anyone. Like
we
I'd
want.
rather him just take a knee. Just like don't even participate in the play. Don't try to tackle anybody.
Yeah,
Just let someone else do it on the field.
you screwed up once. Don't screw up again, getting hurt, Pat.
Correct.
Then the whole season's totally shot. Yeah, that's the way we want it. So let's give a tiny bit of time to the winners, who are now 4-1, and I couldn't have guessed that was coming. Not all those wins are as important as the one we just saw, but the kid who I thought I went to Hebrew school with Liam Cohen. It's great to see he's doing so well. Um, who's this guy, and why is this working?
uh, Well, the thing that has been impressive about Jacksonville is their trench play. Offensive line game has been much better this season, and they've always been talented on defense. It hasn't come together, and they're playing so much better on defense now. They lead the NFL in takeaways. Only had one last night, but that was a big one, obviously. But the offensive line, it's not a very talented group. They're playing well. Trevor Lawrence does some bonehead stuff. In the first quarter, he threw a ball, Gabe, when he was about a yard and a half past the line of scrimmage, like rudimentary stuff that he's completing. I don't know what he was last night, but entering last night, he was completing like 59% of passes, that was bad 15 years ago.
Mm.
Um, that play he trips, obviously he makes a play at the end there. There were some throws that are a little bit off that you would like him to complete. He was 18 to 25 for 221. It's not the best of nights. But in the end, he made those plays where he had 10 carries for 54 yards. He scrambled well last night. So they're just they're the thing about Jacksonville though is that when the regression comes with the turnovers, Gabe, they're going to go in like a 3-game losing streak. It's going to happen at some point. And really, to be fair, it happened last night. They only forced one turnover. The one turnover led to 7 points though, right? And really, to your point, 14-point swing. When the turnovers stop happening, which they're going to happen, they're going to stop happening. That's when you're going to see, I think, the defense step back a little bit.
Okay, so this isn't one of those years where we all decide we're pretending we think the Jags are contenders. It happens like once every 6 or 8 years.
I don't even know like who a contender is right now. It's a weird NFL, I feel like.
Yeah, it's a great point, and we're going to get to each of them. But pretty much every team we were absolutely certain was good got beat in a stupid way. Let's transition then to the Bills. I was certain the Bills were good. And then Drake May takes them down 23-20. I got this feeling, man. I brought it up a few weeks ago, and you tried to convince me not to worry. I'm pretty worried about the Patriots with a new coach and a new quarterback, and the ghosts of that place are still helping them. I don't like it. It's making me very uneasy that the Patriots might be kind of good.
People were so excited to fire off there. I was right about Drake May takes. They were so excited after that Bills game. I'm right. Gabe, here's the thing with the Patriots. Their schedule is an absolute joke. They're probably a playoff team. Here's their schedule. Ready? Saints, Titans, Browns. Next 3 games. A little tougher. Falcons, Bucs. Then Jets, Bengals, Giants. Then Bills. Then whatever shell the Ravens you have in week 15. And then the Jets and the Dolphins. I mean, that's a 10-win. You start 3-2.
They might lose 2 of those games. That might be 10-2 or whatever.
Yeah. So it's just their schedule too. Their schedule makes it easy for them to win these games. So I don't know if they're good though. I mean, I'm not picking them to win playoff games if they get in. But they're looking at a wild. I mean, it's so funny right now. The wild card doesn't include the Chiefs, obviously, but like playoffs right now in the AFC, Colts are the 1 seed, Buffalo, Pittsburgh, the Chargers, and then Jacksonville, Denver, New England.
Yeah. I don't like it. We're going to get to Denver, but let's not. This one, I got to say, let's spend our time on the loser of this game. So fine. The Patriots are going to end up in the playoffs, and we don't know if they're good. I don't like the sound of that. That's led to Super Bowls in the past. The nerds are talking, okay? Hank is my sort of nerd translator. He put out this tweet for me to show you. I honestly have absolutely no idea what any of this means. Okay, Drake May outdueled Josh Allen in prime time, according to Andrew Callahan with a blue check. And then there's a bunch of numbers: EPA per play, total EPA, A dot, CPOE. I think the darker green is good and the lighter green is bad. What am I looking at here, Geoff? Is there something to worry about with Josh Allen?
Do you really want to know, or do you not care? Because I don't really care. I know what it means. I just don't care.
Is Josh Allen still awesome, or was that just a fluky game?
Dude, it's the NFL, man.
Yeah. Okay.
Like you have off nights. Like it's a long season. It's why we have these takes in week 1 and week 2, and we look like fools by week 5. And we have takes today, and then by week 8, everything looks different. It's the way the NFL works, man. I mean, there were so many results this weekend that are unexplainable. If you were to explain the end of the Arizona game to anyone, they would think you were lying to them. I lost my last 3 survivors in the Arizona game. If you were to explain, the way like the Panthers-Dolphins game went, or the Broncos, there were 5 games yesterday where teams came back from double digits. The Panthers were 17 points. The Titans were down 15, I think. The Saints were down 10 at one point. The Broncos were down 14. That's just the NFL, man. And one week does not define who you are as a team. and where you can be. Buffalo lost a game. They're 4-1 now. They're still very clearly in the driver's seat, in my opinion. Look, their next two games are Falcons Panthers. They're gonna win those games. They're gonna be 6-1 hosting Kansas City on November 2nd. Like I'm unworried about Buffalo. Plus, they still have guys injured on defense. When those guys come back, especially Milano, who has been a real like on-off switch for the defense. When he is there, their defense is on. When he is off the field, the defense is off. And Oliver being out, it's a big loss for them as well. So when those guys come back, I don't think any of them are out for the season, Gabe. The team looks different. It's why the NFL is a very unique league, because team in week 5 will look much different in week 17.
I gotta ask you,
Yeah.
Milano cookies, very underrated, right?
You're fine.
Really? That's it? Fine to Milanos? How about Milano versus Oreo and a heads up? What do you take? There's no milk around. It's just the cookie. Nothing to drink with it.
Oh man. Maybe a Milano.
That means that an Oreo is worse than fine in your book?
Maybe. I'm not a sweet tooth though, so this is really.
But as far as
really
packaged cookie goes, what are you going with ahead of those?
I eat more Oreos than Milanos only because we don't have Milanos at the house.
I know, and I'm saying I think it's probably most people should think about Milanos a little more often. They should think about rebranding their packaging. That little sack with the tin thing with Titan on it. I don't like that.
This reminds me, by the way, that we are getting into our dog takes at the end of the show. I forgot to mention at the top. We have dog takes that need. I want to do my dog take. You're welcome to join or not, since we're talking about things that don't have to do with football at the moment. I think Milano. I was on with Dave yesterday, and good food question. If you had to only have one the rest of your life, were you taking a tomato or a potato?
Oh, potato.
I said potato too. Okay.
That's not hard.
But then the thing is, tomatoes are used in so many things. Sauces, like barbecue sauce. Now I could do without. I don't need to have marinara sauce. I can make other sauces that don't include tomatoes. But like pizza sauce.
No, pizza's effed.
Barbecue sauce, right? Tomato-based barbecue sauce. Yeah, I said the same thing. I would potatoes immediately. But I think Dave's right. I think tomato's the answer.
Yeah, I could live without French fries. Yeah, I guess
I probably couldn't.
I'm reversing it. Oh, perfect segue. I'll get us back to football. If you ask me that question again, I might give the opposite answer. So that tells me after the Commanders win and Jaden Daniels return, you know what time it is? Time to redraft the 2024 quarterback class. Last week, we had Jaden Daniels, Caleb Williams, Bo Nix, May, Penix, JJ, Rattler. Give it to me this week. It changes every week.
Yeah, I mean, Williams didn't play, so probably.
Got to think about that. What? Where's Bo Nix now? Is he moving?
You know what? We're not. You know what? I'm not going to be reactionary. I'm going to keep my list as is for right now. Daniels, Williams,
May doesn't
Nix,
move up.
May.
Nix doesn't move up.
What Williams didn't play. I don't know what would happen. Why I would knock down Williams at all for not playing this week.
Those other guys played great.
Bo Nix was fine. He didn't play great for 3 quarters. They scored 3 points through 3 quarters.
Sorry, did he play great in the 4th quarter?
Played better, but doesn't like the whole game count?
Stuff that moves you up the rankings, Geoff. Do you not get how weekly rankings work?
So do this based off of last week's performance, right? So okay, Daniels
redraft, man. You got new info.
So it's gonna be Daniel. It would be based off of last week. It would be Daniels, May, Nix, Williams.
Oh, Geoff Schwartz absolutely decimated Caleb Williams in his take this week. Oh, did you hear that? Clip it.
That's a good social clip. Put that out there, please. Yeah, the Broncos scored 18 points in the 4th quarter. Nix was almost 24 of 39 for 242. I mean, fine. But they were scramble mode at the end there. I can't believe Philly lost it. Philly's got some problems on offense. It's just not a good offense at the moment.
They should have lost the Bucs game, and they lose this game, and they do have some problems on offense. My Broncos friend is very high on Nix, really believes he's got a rocket for an arm and can do this. I am not convinced. You got to watch him a lot as a young man. So fine. Jaden's going to stay there. Caleb, we're not talking. You would say Nick's is good enough to get them to the postseason, but not good enough to win a couple rounds, right?
Yes,
Like when he runs into a serious team or serious quarterback.
I just don't think I just think a lot like think about the quarterbacks that make it to the postseason. I mean, I don't think Bo Nix is better than any of them that go to the Super Bowl. You have to have a little. Yeah, can you win smoke and mirrors, a couple playoff wins? Absolutely, but if they don't win the division, they have to be on the road, and he's gonna have to win 3 road playoff games. I don't buy that.
Okay. On the other side, we do seem to buy Jaden Daniels as a guy good enough. He made to the champ game, and he looked good yesterday. What I was most interested in was the Commanders' offensive line. The run game was really working. You could just say that's Bill, but I don't think you're going to tell me that. I think you're going to tell me something about some zone scheme or some special run.
No,
block,
I just
blah,
thought
blah,
I just thought that I just thought the Commanders, came out a little flat with Daniels coming back off injury, and then something clicked at the end of the first half. And then halftime, they just supercharged their offense. And part of it was the Chargers just can't move the ball right now. Justin Herbert is on pace to be hit more than Andrew Luck through the first 16 of his career. It's a problem right now for the Chargers. And once the Commanders could feel that energy, they're down 10-0, outscoring 27 points at the end. So I just thought they finally sort of found a rhythm with Daniels. Gabe, they didn't really have it early in the season. He gets hurt, and they started getting that rhythm going. And when that happened, the Chargers didn't have enough to keep up.
So, with Alt and the ankle and what's this guy Pipkins? That's kind of what we're working with. Is the line
got hurt
just
too?
Yeah. So, it's my team supposedly, but are we teetering on the edge of putting them on the banned list? It's just maybe not worth.
No, they're
talking
not banned.
Them. Well,
they're
Marion
not banned.
Hampton's on the IR.
Yeah.
They get Khalil Mack's already been out. Every star player on that team is going down.
The injuries are a problem. It's just the injuries feels like the curse. Like it's not good. I did see though that I think Madison Beer and your boy Herbert made it official on the sidelines. They were before the game. They're being together. She was officially there, on the sidelines, before the game.
I thought you meant they got married on the sidelines.
No, it's a big step in the WAG relationship.
I wonder how long before she records a song that gives us some hints about how much he's packing.
Probably soon. I don't think I've heard one of her songs before though. So
that's kind of an indictment on him, right? If we haven't heard how big his stuff is, then maybe it ain't that big, right?
I mean, maybe they're waiting for marriage.
No.
You don't know.
One of the great advantages of our people, Geoff, we don't have to do
that. Fair enough. The Taylor Swift thing, I haven't heard any of her new stuff. My wife somehow listens to has heard all the songs. She has a favorite already. I don't know when she makes time to listen to Taylor Swift's album, but she has favorites already from the new album.
Yeah, I don't know how that happened either. Why don't we take a break, regroup to think about our Taylor Swift takes, which so far have been dumb. But we have the Bucs, we have the Eagles, we got a few other teams that we need to get to, and then we'll do the one word plus a little game and hit some college. A lot of college ball. We usually don't save enough time. I think we got to save some time for college this week.
Let's do that. All right, Gabe, we're back from break. Let's get some more NFL. We can fire through this to get to some college.
Okay. Baker Mayfield. You don't ever seem to want to just engage with the fact that somehow this guy has some mystical powers and he just wins, man. He's got that Tebow thing. I don't know how to explain it.
But he's infinitely better than Tim Tebow. Comparing them is a slap in the face to Baker Mayfield.
Okay, but why did all know-it-alls crap all over him for so many years? He's obviously got it.
Because he wasn't good back then.
What?
If I had known he'd play this well when he was with the Browns, I wouldn't have said anything. But he was not good with Cleveland. Okay. There's no way he wasn't good.
Can I give you an example of where we in the media screw things up?
Yes,
I'm going to give you a take right here on the fly. I haven't thought about this, except I know it's right. A few years ago, if I was about to set up the sound I'm going to play for you right now, it would have been dramatic music. We would have had some awful lower third graphic talking about how much of a distraction he is and how he hasn't earned the right to do this. And right now, I'm here to tell you, this is my favorite thing about Baker, and this is why this guy's an MVP contender. Can we play the sound of him pregame barking back at some Seahawks fan?
Give him a real fucking quiet halftime. Give him a real quiet halftime. Yeah, get ready. Get ready for that L. Why you let him do it? You wish him. Now you look at you. You're the JV man. You're fucking pussy.
3 hours later.
Nah, you still suck. You still suck. You still suck.
All right, Gabe.
Yeah.
Look, a couple things here. You are right. 5 years ago, when he sucked on the Browns, we would have mocked him for this. But now he doesn't suck anymore. And the leeway you get when you don't suck is you can have moments like this, and we can say, "Good for you, man." Like those are the rules. I don't make the rules. That's what they are, right? When you're good, you can get away with cussing out a fan, telling him to go F himself, and he sucks, and come back and give him 2 middle fingers because you win the game. If you lose the game, we probably look at you a little differently. But the fact is, Tampa Bay is playing well. Baker's playing well. Now, Tampa Bay, to be fair, is sort of they're due for a couple losses the way that these games have ended for them. Nonetheless, that they've won these games anyways. But you can get away with these things when you're good. If this is, who's a bad quarterback? If Russell Wilson's doing this before a game and goes out and stinks, Gabe, we're probably going to mock Russell Wilson for it.
Yeah, Russell Wilson probably has never used those words.
Probably not.
Yeah,
Mr. Unlimited.
Yeah. Fine. Then help me out here. Should we consider putting a little on Baker for MVP? Is now the time?
No. Now the time would have been like 3 weeks ago when the better number was at. But nonetheless, look, the MVP, Gabe, has been the quarterback of the team with the best record. Like that's what it is, or second best record. And as of right now, look, Tampa's going to finish 13-4. Yeah, Baker's the guy, but right now he's not going to finish 13-4, I don't think. And you missed the best number, and you just wait. Like these numbers, man, it's 11-1 right now. This morning on DraftKings, you could probably get a better number after a loss this season. Like there's plenty of time to wager on this. You have to find the right time to do so.
All right, then I'm going to propose somebody who it might be the right time to do so with, and we're going to get into our one-word sort of game. Matt Stafford, plus 1,200. Matt Stafford, very likely, is going to help a wide receiver reset the single-season receiving yards record for the third time. He did it with Kelvin. He did it with Cooper. He might do it with Puka.
Yeah.
Matt Stafford is just a machine, dude. And whatever happened in that Airstream this preseason, it's working.
Yeah. So here's my take on the awards markets. I was talking to someone last night about this. We were talking about
you went out, had a nice night out, and this is what you talked about?
No. We're on text message.
Okay.
I am very bad in these markets, Gabe. I win 0 of these wagers. I win 0. Like if I bet on your player to win MVP or offensive player of the year, offensive rookie of the year, like it's just gonna lose. It's just gonna lose. So I feel like I'm a terrible person to give you advice on what to do here. Like for example, I have a great John Mateer ticket for Oklahoma, like an awesome ticket, great price. Hurt himself, knock him in the Heisman.
Oh.
Like it's just like that's my luck with all these wagers. I'm very bad at future award wagers. So if I tell you not to bet on Baker Mayfield, you might actually not take the opposite of my advice and bet on him. I'm bad at this market.
Okay. Then the only way to talk about this one team who's been on the ban list for years is to talk about this MVP market again. I said, what about jumping on Jonathan Taylor? He scored 3 touchdowns this weekend. I'm not saying I made anyone money yet, but it's feeling like I might have helped people a little if they got in early. Do we think he's for real? Do we think the team he plays for that I'm not going to say is for real?
I mean, they keep winning game, and they got the Cardinals this weekend. They're going to smoke the Cardinals this weekend. Taylor's look, the 2 running back MVPs in this century, essentially, right? Have had record-breaking seasons, right? Adrian Peterson 9 yards short of the rushing record, and LaDainian Tomlinson had, I think, the most touchdowns in a season as a running back, and then I think the year Sean Alexander won, we had 2,000 yards. I mean, if Jonathan Taylor does those things, he could certainly win the MVP. The problem is those are very unlikely things to happen. So, offensive player of the year for Jonathan Taylor is certainly a better wager.
Yeah. Then Puka Nacua with my boy Matt Stafford slinging it. Then there's a problem. He's got Jonathan Taylor's a slightly better value, I guess, if you think they're even, but neither one of those guys is easy right now.
No, again, like these markets are low. I mean, Puka Nacua, this morning is 2.5-1.
Yeah.
Taylor's 3-1 for offensive player of the year. Again, like it's those are if you think it's going to win, fine. But with a lot of these records, these wagers, man, you can wait a couple weeks and get a maybe better number depending on winning and losing. It's that simple.
You know why that is, Jeff? Because every week, multiple star players go down with serious injuries in this league
Yeah,
right
it's
now.
not good.
It's very strange. Is there a trend? Is there something to talk about here? I truly, as a fantasy player, the waiver wire has never been hotter in my league than it has been the first few weeks of this season. What's going on?
Well, the issue is what I continue to think the issue is the lack of practice. I mean, people will tell me I'm wrong. They'll tell me that the data shows otherwise, but injuries keep piling up, man. And we practice less and less and less. It sucks. I mean, some of them are just blunt trauma injuries, like the Tyreek Hill injury. I mean, that's just football, right? Some of the ankle rolls and knee injuries are just football, but it does feel like the players are not as prepared to get the contact they used to get, Gabe. And I will say this too: players are so much. They're in better shape though, which is kind of funny. They're just in better physical condition than they were for years, but they don't do as much football anymore. And guys are bigger, faster, stronger. You're gonna have bad injuries, but injuries are it's just killing, man. It's not fun every week to look at the injury report and see how many guys are out.
All right. Then this will be a brief segue to college. We got a fun matchup. The quarterback matchup we're looking for, and also a homecoming game. Caleb goes to DC next Monday night. That'll be
Oh,
exciting to talk about, right? Do I have that right? I think I have that right on the 13th. Um, must-win game for both teams. I feel like they both could be contenders if they win, or at least the Commanders could be. They both feel like they're done with a loss to me. Maybe I'm wrong. What do you think about those two young guys after a Monday Night Football matchup?
well,
First place
must
to get
win
a
is
take on that. We're
pro
not second take. We're first take here.
must win is probably Chicago off a bye, right? If you want to be considered the team that you think you can be, you have to beat a good Commanders team off a bye. I mean, so far you've been the Cowboys and the Raiders who stink.
Yep.
Commanders at home. It's actually in Washington.
Yeah.
You lost last year in the Hail Mary, as we know. So I think it's a more of a must-win for the Bears here. I did notice you glossed over the Jets being the worst team ever as one of your takes today.
Oh, yes.
Um,
Yes, I did
uh,
gloss over that.
okay,
I was
so
trying to save us
I
some time, but please slow us down to
quickly,
talk about the
no,
fucking Jets.
no. Here's the thing. I tweeted about Aaron Glenn this week, and people were angry, of course. How dare you hold, just the normal stuff you get when you tweet about coaches. Here's the thing, Gabe. So when you have a coach who has a side of the ball, right? An offensive defensive guy, the first and foremost, in my opinion, as a head coach, that side of the ball has to be good. All right. The Jets defense is absolute hot garbage. And they have good football players, and they've gotten no better, right? They haven't forced a takeaway yet the entire season. They're 0-5. So that right there is not a good indictment of Aaron Glenn. It's just not, right? Like if you do a side of the ball, I want that side to be getting better. We mentioned Liam Cohen earlier. Jacksonville Jaguars offense has gotten better this season. Ben Johnson, the offense has gotten better this season, right? Like you want to see that improvement. I think if you look even the Saints, like they're just sort of getting incrementally better on offense every weekend with Kellen Moore, even though they have no personnel there. You want to see these incremental improvements. Instead, the Jets are getting worse on defense every week. You got look at Vrabel. Like the Patriots are getting better. Sort of feels like every week. The Jets are getting freaking worse, man. Their penalties are just. It is endless amount of mistakes on this team. Endless amount of mistakes. And people say, well, he's like Dan Campbell. He'll stink early on and then it'll be good. I'm like, I just don't see it. Like I don't see. Again, my point continues. You should be getting incrementally better every week as you're a new coach. You're going to have bad weeks. You're going to have down weeks. But everyone I just mentioned, their team is slightly better now than they were to start the season, except the Jets, who are now worse, in my opinion, than they were to start the season, Gabe. And that to me is a problem, right? And so they probably give them a year or two. I get it. They need a quarterback, but I just don't like the way this team is playing right now.
Yeah, I mean, you're completely disobeying the banned topic list that we agreed to. And by the way, as I scan it, we've really ignored it for many topics today. We talked about the team in Indy. We talked about the quarterback in Jacksonville.
Yeah.
I mean, here we are talking about the team in green in New Jersey. I don't like it, and I think we should
Jersey.
stop talking about them
Well,
and talk
okay,
about college football instead.
Okay, we can do that. So, video viewers, don't go anywhere. Listening, we'll be right back. All right, we're back, Gabe. As usual, college football storylines, I think, are better than the NFL. Like it is, and it's just the amount of stuff every week, man. It is just endless amount of topics, discourse, discussion. Let's get into college football.
Yeah, well, the craziest thing, especially for you and I, to notice this weekend was UCLA taking out Penn State. I did not see that coming.
No one did.
Well, I mean, they have 2 in a row for Penn State. So there's a couple ways to take this. I'll go the most obvious way. James Franklin's in some serious trouble here because it's bad when you lose those top 5, top 10 matchups, and he does that all the time. It's inexcusable when you lose to UCLA. So what are we doing here?
So UCLA had a blue out. Do you know that? Everyone was supposed to wear blue, which is just incredible. So
they blued themselves?
Tim Skipper, their interim head coach now, has 1 win against a top 10 team, the same amount as James Franklin does. Tim Skipper's coached 2 games as interim head coach. James Franklin's obviously coached a lot more. Gabe, the thing about this game, so UCLA, I don't think is actually any good still. I don't think that's the case.
Right.
The thing about Franklin and why you sort of put up with the losing against the teams they should lose to is that they always won these games, often by a large amount of points, right? When they have been in favor between 7 and 24 points. I know it was a little bit outside of 24 points. James Franklin has covered like 90% of those games. Like he has done a great job of winning the games he should, often by a lot, which might overinflate how his teams are. They lose the games that he should lose. And that's sort of where that's why they're 10-2 every year, right? 11-1 every year. That's the formula that we've seen with Penn State over the years. And now this is the first time we have seen it the other direction, where you lose the game you shouldn't lose in really embarrassing. It wasn't like this game was 24-21 back and forth. The Bruins were 6 for 6 in the red zone. Nico rushed for like 150 yards. Every third down, he rushed the ball. No adjustments made whatsoever. And Penn State looked completely lifeless for most of that game. There was a little bit of time where they blocked a punt. The game got pretty close, and the Bruins came down right down the field and marched down for another touchdown. And even more embarrassing was, UCLA, Jerry Neuheisel, Rick Neuheisel's son, who longtime coach, Colorado, UCLA, Washington. Jerry Neuheisel was first time to call plays ever, interim play caller. He admitted after the game he forgot the button to press sometimes to call the play in, or his headset was flipped up because he's a position coach normally, but he had to flip it down, hit the right, but like you lose to a team that couldn't get play calls in on time, essentially. Like it was very embarrassing all around. And I go back to this with Penn State. Like, I get it. The film watcher said Drew Aller, the quarterback, played well. I mean, fine. But I think you take your cue off your quarterback, Gabe, on any team. And I just don't think he's got that juice, man. I don't think he's that dude. And they call an offense that they don't even believe the way they call their offense, that he's their guy. And he's a good football player, but he doesn't have that like oomph to like carry the team, I think, when they're having these down moments. And I think we saw part of that this Saturday at the Rose Bowl. I mean, in an all-time loss for Penn State, all-time loss.
Yeah, I had 2 thoughts to make it about us when I saw the score. One was, I guess the Ducks beating them didn't mean as much as we thought it did. That was for you. And for me, I quickly Googled Brian Daboll, Penn State, to see if there might be any connection there so I could revise my take. Because Daboll's still getting axed, but now I think Franklin's out before DeBoer.
Well, so the thing about Franklin, though, is that this has to be a mutual parting. Like the buyout's too big. Like they're gonna have. I think after the season, you just shake hands and say like we're done, right? Like we've done our part here. No more we can do. I think the dumbest thing ever is to think this affects the Oregon Penn State game. So if you would like to do that, be my guest. Bet Indiana this weekend. Everyone's doing it, Gabe. Bet Indiana. Number opened 10 this weekend, maybe 12.5 at one place, down to 7 now. I would bet on Indiana. I wouldn't trust Oregon, because Penn State lost. Wouldn't trust them.
Being sarcastic, everyone. Be careful. Don't do what you just said.
Oregon's just not as good anymore. We're just clearly not as good anymore because Penn State lost to UCLA.
This is obviously sarcasm. Be very
No,
careful how you bet that game.
no, just I would bet Indiana. You have to do it. When Oregon beats Penn State, but then Penn State loses, that affects Oregon a lot, really. Like Oregon's just not as good anymore. That's my clear takeaway there.
I don't think, again, you're pretending that you don't understand how we do rankings in this business. That's exactly the logic we use. You did this earlier with my quarterback redraft. Now you're pretending that kind of nonsense isn't how we make our decisions in college football rankings. That's just
Well,
how
I'm saying
it is,
that
Jeff.
clearly, like, people are wagering on the game thinking that this is the reason why. So I'm just letting people know that that's the way the line is moving right now.
Okay, good. Look, Hank put in some goofy crap here next to talk about Bill Belichick and how awful he's looked and how much he's tarnishing his legacy and comparing it to all other kinds of other people who in their final act had a terrible time. I'm sorry, he's doing that to filibusters, so we don't have time to talk about the real topic we need to discuss. Arch Manning. What is happening with Arch Manning? Do we need to have Glenn Powell dress up in a funny costume and take over at quarterback for Texas? What is happening with this?
Okay,
club?
what is the Glenn Powell thing? Like, what they're doing a show, right?
Come on.
I just
that
saw
isn't being marketed to you nonstop.
No, I saw something on Instagram about it. But then I saw the picture where he is in an Oregon uniform.
Oh, I didn't see that. Maybe
so I think he starts
twist.
Like because Kristen's doing it right for Omaha, and I was talking to her about it. Like because Omaha's producing it, right? And like I said, why is he in an Oregon uniform? And she just said, tune in to find out. You couldn't even give me like an explanation. Come on, give me an explanation. Why is he in an Oregon uniform?
Text message with a friend is a promotion of the show. That's sort of perfect summary. You cannot go anywhere in your life without getting something from them promoted to you.
It's like,
cool.
I want to watch the show. I will. But look, I know that Texas people will blame the offensive line and all this other stuff, and it's certainly true. The offensive line's not great this year, but the fact is, Arch is just not as good as we thought he was going to be. Like it's that simple, Gabe. Like, and that's fine. There's been a lot of whiffs this season, a lot of whiffs. Clemson, right, was a big whiff for a lot of people. Texas, big whiff for a lot of people. That happens, Gabe. Penn State, right? He's talking about Penn State, and Arch is not as good. And he's good, maybe if the offensive line is good, but that doesn't mean you're that type of quarterback that's really going to be a game changer. So I would say that that's as simple as it can be.
Okay, let me make it even simpler then. I think you might be letting the coach off the hook. Coach made these decisions.
I did not like Sark's answer or comment after the game where he said something like, "You make someone play at Ohio State and at Florida and tell me their record." I mean, Coach, that's your schedule, buddy. Like, what do you want me to tell you? Do you want me to put, sorry, you play in the SEC. Sorry, you scheduled Ohio State. The fact is, South Florida would be 1-1 in that situation because they already beat Florida at Florida, and you're 0-2. So like take a deep breath, buddy. I just don't like coaches. I understand. So come on, this. I understand coaches who complain about the travel stuff. Like they didn't sign up. Like Penn State did not sign up to travel to UCLA. Like that's not what James Franklin signed up for, right? I understand if Lincoln Riley doesn't like to travel from West Coast to East Coast. I get it. Like the coaches did not when they're at their school and their school changed conferences. They had nothing to do with that, right? I get the frustration of coaches saying, "Hey, man, a lot of travel. It's hard to travel, but you should suck it up and do it." I don't like the excuses that some of these coaches make, like Sark. Like just own it, man. Like you have to own it sometimes. Just say he's not playing very well. We're not playing very well. We have to get better. So like some of the excuses I get coaches make, some I don't. This is one where I don't. Like this is because Florida already lost at home this year. You can't make this excuse.
Yeah, well, Sark's quite good at being defensive and trying to put other people on their heels when it's his problem. He did it about Arch when people were questioning him week 2. He got all uppity about that. Now he's complaining about a schedule. Look at his track record. He's got lots of excuses for coming up short with teams that were supposed to be really, really good. So I don't know. I think we might need to just focus a little bit of that time on him instead of Arch from time to time. Speaking of traveling, Michigan comes to USC this weekend. Give me a play here. You know who I'm rooting for, but what's the smarter bet? Because I saw USC was a favorite by less than a field goal. I don't know where it is right now at this second.
It's still 2.5.
2.5. Okay.
My best bet this week on every show I do will be Michigan. And here's the reason why, Gabe. As a longtime USC fan, you should have an answer for me here. When is the last time USC beat a team that can push them around the trenches?
They beat Wisconsin last year.
Wisconsin won like 3 games last season.
You asked a very specific question, and I answered it. And I
And their
want a little
offensive
credit
line-
for actually getting the answer right.
That's the wrong answer is the right answer is probably like the 2016 Rose Bowl against Penn State is probably the right answer.
Oh.
That's the problem, Gabe, is like when is USC shown they lost to Michigan last year and Michigan's offense couldn't pass the football. This year they can actually pass the football. Now Bryce Underwood is not the most accomplished passer, but dude got a cannon. And he's already played 2 big road games. Like playing the Coliseum with 25,000 Michigan fans is not going to feel like anything for him. And USC, just the same thing, man. Like, are they going to get pushed around? I'm gonna pull up their numbers right now since I have my screen up right here with my college stuff. Right now USC is rushing success rate on defense, 89th in the country. Not great. Not great against Michigan, who's gonna try to ram the ball down your throat. Third down defense, not good for USC. Like it just feels like a bad time for them in trying to stop Michigan's offense. Now, they'll probably score some points because USC's offense is off a bye and they'll have some fun things drawn up, but I just don't buy them as a physically talented enough group to beat this Michigan team who's just going to try to bludgeon them to death.
Okay. I could argue that we might look up in a few weeks and see a loss that could have been a win at Champaign, and then a home win against Michigan, and maybe they could beat Notre Dame. And then we look up, and then they got a couple easy Big Ten games, and you look up and you're like, oh, wait a second. No, they're pretty good. That could happen. So we can text each other Saturday night.
It could happen. But I think it's more likely Michigan's a playoff team than USC is.
Yeah, I'll admit that's probably true. All right, real quick. We don't have these in a rundown, but I just do want to get a quick take from you.
Yeah.
Ohio State at Illinois. So I
would it's 14.5, I think right now. I would lay it with Ohio State, which is like not a great wager normally, but I think Ohio State's going to pound Illinois.
Okay, and then Bama not favored by much.
Yeah,
at Missouri, and Missouri hasn't played
pretty fun
anybody.
game.
I get the record is good, but they haven't.
Yeah, pretty fun game. I haven't dug into this one completely yet. All I know is Missouri, dude, they can rush. Their running back is so good. This will be a fun game, right? Bama's been hot. Missouri's off a bye. It's at home. Like everything is set up for them to upset. I guess it wouldn't be that big of an upset, but can Alabama, can they stop the run? Can they stop Missouri? Missouri's running back right now. I think he's a transfer kid. Ahmad Hardy is averaging 7 yards a rush so far this season. Has 730 yards in 5 games, Gabe. And again, it's Central Arkansas, Kansas, Lafayette, South Carolina, Massachusetts. It's not the murderer's row here, but that'll be a lot of fun to watch Bama go. I think that's an early game, right? I got flag football. I don't even gonna watch that game. That's a noon Eastern game, right? I think this weekend.
That sounds right. Look, you're gonna give real full takes on all these games. I hope with
noon
Matt.
Eastern, yeah.
Can I just one last one for you? So Mateer was suddenly on my radar, and I was getting excited. I watched them play a bit. I was like, man, this team's better than people realize. You mentioned the injury. We don't know what his status will be for the Texas game.
The line says he's not playing.
Yeah, I mean, the number looks like no one expects him to play. With him, they're the favorite. Without him, Texas is a bit of a favorite. But what do we think about him long term? I don't know enough about the injury.
So I think what you do is he sits this week. You let him sit. I think you actually let him sit against South Carolina. If you win this weekend, he sits next week against South Carolina. You bring him back against Ole Miss. I mean, their schedule is brutal. It's at the end of the season. It's Ole Miss, Tennessee, Bama, Missouri, LSU. Mateer. I gave up Mateer as a Heisman. I love Mateer as a player. Oklahoma's got to find a way to run the football without John Mateer as the lead option. That's a problem this weekend against Texas. Can they run the football against the Longhorns is a big question mark. I was a little disappointed. And to be fair, I wasn't even disappointed in Arch last week. Disappointed in Texas defense to allow Florida to score as many points as they did, considering Florida has really been anemic on offense this season. So we'll see how this one goes. It should be fun. Good weekend of football. We got games spread out from noon until nighttime. My wife, Gabe, is on the board at a senior center, and she said the other day, I don't know, a couple weeks ago, "Hey, I volunteered you for something on the 11th." I said, "You did what?" And she goes, "Yeah. There's a tea, and I volunteered you to serve tea to the old ladies at the senior center. They're gonna love you, and like if you could wear a suit and like dress up." And I was like, "What time?" She goes, "I don't know, like 4." I was like, "How about no? Organ's playing at 3:30." And she's like, "Well, then you could like set up chairs." I'm like, "Great, I'll do chairs at noon. Sounds good. I'll take my daughter to her softball game. I'll go to the senior center, do chairs, and then go to my son's football game. Then be home at 3:30 to watch Indiana." Yesterday, I was like, "Am I still doing it?" She goes, "No, you're off the hook." I was like, "Thank you." So, here's my thing, Gabe. I don't do very much in life. I mostly am a homebody. I can travel with the kids. I do kid stuff. Go with my wife on vacation in the off season. I just want to watch my teams play football. That's all I ask in life. 12 Saturdays a year. I want to watch Oregon play football. I think that's not too much to ask in life.
I agree, Geoff. And while you're telling me this, I'm realizing something. I hope this is instructive for any younger men or women, but younger men watching this show or listening to this show. My Saturday is exactly the same as yours, Geoff. I am taking kids to Little League or sports, and then I was signed up. No sign off from me, but I was signed up to volunteer at something called Spooky Saturday, right at the time when I would be pre-gaming for this Michigan USC game. I was just told that's what I'm doing. I'm doing a 1-hour shift when I should absolutely be doing something else. And so, fellas out there, Geoff and I are, pretty independent guys, fairly successful guys. You'd think we'd be able to have a little bit more say in our own lives.
No,
we don't.
No, I'm also doing something in 2 Saturdays for my son's school, like a fall fest. And my wife, luckily, I think Oregon plays like Maryland that day. Wisconsin, it'll be a night game. It's not gonna be a day game. So I think I should be fine. But she goes like, "I need you to put on your best face, okay? I need you to put on the Geoff Schwartz smooze face. I need you to dress nice. I need you to shake everyone's hand. I need you to put your phone away and not watch football. I need you to like be on your best performance." I said, it's like, "You got it, boss. Aye, boss." So in 2 weekends, I have a thing at my kids' school. The thing about private school, Gabe, it's a lot of money. And they called me yesterday for more money, but nonetheless, there's a lot of shit, buddy. Like there's a lot of events, a lot of activities to do. Like it is an overwhelming amount of stuff to do and a private school. Like it is it's a lot. It's a lot. Let's put it like that.
Shout out public school, MHS, class of 2000, 25-year reunion in the bag, baby.
Oh, are you okay? I don't know if we have much time for this.
We don't have time.
We can skip the dog take very quickly.
Oh no, God, really? Are we doing this?
I'm anti-reunion. I think they're dumb and foolish, and we have social media to follow everyone. You're a reunion guy? Like you went back to the reunion?
Yeah, but look, I'm getting updates in my ear. We gotta go because I'm afraid this is gonna get off the rails, or you're gonna start talking about dogs. The audience came here to get smarter on football.
I'm skipping the dog takes for next week. Just leash your dogs, everyone.
I loved my high school reunion. Yes, it was awesome.
Wow. I was also a loser, so I had no friends. I still don't have any friends in high school, so that's probably why.
Big jock, star guy.
Yeah, that was not tolerated at the school. People were jealous that I like got to go to Stanford because I played sports. It's not a school that embraced the athletes, Gabe. So I would never in a million years go to my reunion. I get the emails like 20-year reunion. I'm like, nope, no chance, not going to happen. All right, everyone. We'll talk to you next week with Gabe. We'll be back on Thursday with Matt. We went 3-2 somehow. I don't know how it happened, but we had a winning week. So we'll be back in a couple of days. Take care, everyone. Bye.